Hey, how y'all doing? So today we're gonna restore the submap shuffle, the level map theme. Not to be confused with the world map theme, which is when you're viewing the whole entire map. So, yeah, let's check it out. All right, so now let's check out the first channel of this. So we pretty much got that hi-hat all the way through, and since this song doesn't really repeat ever as far as the bars go. Like it's one of those songs where it's like it's encoded in the wrong timing, so like there's this see even after the repeat the bars are off. So I can't really loop anything. So I have to just straight copy everything. So we put, let's see, hi-hat here. And that's pretty much exactly how it should be. And next we have the E-piano, which is acting as bass, like a guitar bass. Trying to get it to as little release as possible. It's got a bunch of release on it, and we don't want that. I think that one sounds the best. Yeah. This one just sounds much more full like it does in the original. Alright, and track 2. There's 2 layers here. There's this one and the one on the second to last track. So let's make a new channel and call it Melody. And let's go and grab the other layer. Now we've got a that I think it's the not the it's the crystal, I think. Yeah. No, wait, it's that metal phone. Dun, 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 dun. That one we were looking for a long time. And it goes right here. It's a lot of sound fonts in this project. Let's see. Hello, y'all. What's up? Hi, everyone. Do 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 do. Yeah, none of y'all have work, so y'all are all like flooding in, I guess. Submap. I'm guessing it. No, I think we have the samples for Northern Hemisphere too, but I don't know. I feel people more requested this one. That was just my choice, yeah. Why is the volume so low? I can't hear any music. Let me see. Shouldn't be too low. I'm using the same thing as I, oh, you can't hear any music. This is why. Alright, now you should be able to hear music. Sorry about that, y'all. So, now this is what we, hold on, this is what we kinda, got so far. We got the hi-hat. And the bass. We also got the we also started on the marimba. Which doesn't work yet because we need to be on channel 1. Ooh, look how clean that is. And these have echo notes that we need to get rid of. And well, first let's take the interval on those echo notes, which is 3 steps. Yeah, 3 steps. Now, one thing we can do to get rid of most of these is we can use the glue tool, because all these echo notes are right after each other. So, and what the glue tool does is it connects any notes that are touching each other. It just kind of connects them. So what we need to do is make sure that we don't have any notes that shouldn't be deleted by the glue tool, like let's see, like this right here. This note is one right after another, but it's not an echo. And the same for these right here. Do, 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 do. All right, now we're ready. And we should also legato that so that any notes can ring out, except that we don't want it to ring out. Well, they can ring out that much, it doesn't matter. And I think this one got messed up by got deleted by the glue tool. This one got messed up. And this one might have gotten messed up too. Alright. This one I think got messed up. Alright, that looks good. Now, the metal phone. Let's go and copy that. That one also is going to have 2 layers. And we're going to put it right in the melody pattern. Do 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 do. The only reason why y'all were hearing any of that before was because it was going through. No, wait, it wouldn't have been going through my mic. I don't know how y'all heard any of that. It was going from my headphones into the mic. And we have more echo notes, so we go delete. Anything that's next to a real note needs to get manually deleted. Oh yeah, is anyone being affected by the coronavirus? Because everything's pretty much shut down here. We've got no bars, no restaurants, and minimal markets. Do. Alright, so we've done the same thing as before. And so now we're going to process the, let me name this Marimba. We've got to process delays now. Let me just hear how that metal phone sounds. And this, okay, the delays are going to be like the long notes are going to be a problem when we try to play back a note where it's, because it makes that sound where it doesn't need to. And so we've got long notes on this one too, so now one thing we need to do is make a decay note, because it just keeps kind of going on. So did it not play? Oh yeah, it did. I think it's an octave too high as well. Hand sanitizer 24/7. Here, I'm from Italy, and here we can stay home. Yeah, I saw there was a video where they said that everyone in Italy, like they had a video of like people in an apartment building in Italy, and everyone was singing Rihanna to each other while they were quarantined. It was hilarious. The whole building was singing music, just singing Rihanna, belting it out. Anyway, let's process these delays. So what I'm gonna do, since delay is usually the last effect you process, I'm gonna go and put both of these in a mixing track, and say that we're gonna have a bus for the delays. So we're gonna bus it right here, and they're both going into the same ultimate like post bus, so it doesn't really matter. So let's say delay, and we'll route this to, I guess we want them all to have a reverb, I think. Do they have reverb? Yeah, they do have reverb. So, and it first. So now we want to have a delay of 3 steps. And before I forget, let's get the panning down, if there is any. So those are centered. I think there's not a lot of panning in this one. Alright, cool. Alright, so that's good. Now, well, we need to mute the, we need to have the delays mute at certain parts because they're sounding where they shouldn't be. And So we don't want them to sound whenever there's those two notes. So let's mute them out right there. Let's put the cursor right around here and say that once the cursor hits this part, we can like mute them out. Alright, so that's right there. Now it does it again over here. And we want it to come back right here. And then it's going to do the same thing for the metal phone. Here and here. Bum 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 bada bum bum. And then I'm pretty sure we want it to stop here too. So let's see how it sounds. Yeah, I don't want to hear it there. Let's see, where else does it do that I probably forgot to... 'cause I was only doing that one part. Did it just like remove something I did? Yeah, I think it did. Wait a minute, it is going to be removing all my... like if I go back and... damn it. Alright. Cool, so every time I do that, it's going to remove it unless I put it on the paintbrush. So let me go and say that you just go and let it play through. Oh my god. You gotta be kidding me. In what world would I want this to happen? Stupid. And then it's gonna keep doing that for everything. So I have to do it in a linear order, apparently. Hmm. All right, so you gotta be kidding me. Okay, do it all over. Just gonna have to go one piece by piece. And that's supposed to have another note there. Alright, so that's processed. Now, wait. Can't be playing from the, wait, don't think there's supposed to be, is there supposed to be delays for that one? Like, I think there's another layer, actually. Okay, so it is a delay. There's a delay, there's, the same delay is supposed to happen, and the interval should be the same, but it's actually 2 steps. So the interval changes to 2 steps during these delays. Alright, so yeah, that should be about it. There's another one right here, but that's a different instrument, so we'll wait on that one. And what else is part of the melody? I wouldn't consider this really part of the melody. Yeah, I guess it is, because it's kind of like in the negative spaces of the rest of the melody. So let's go and copy that. That's that little flute chiff thing. Chiffer from Proteus FX. Now, are all of these... No, I can't really loop anything. I'm just going to play it safe and make a new pattern. Now, the point of this one is that it fades in. So, really, we want to... I don't want to use velocity because velocity is supposed to be reserved for how hard the note hits. So what I'm going to do is put it all at the same velocity and say that the difference is it's going to fade in with a volume knob. Alright, now let's work on this envelope so that we can copy and paste it sort of throughout the whole thing. Now, it starts right here, so it should start at 0. And go, well, maybe not at 0 because it didn't quite go to 0, but it should fade out to 0 for sure. Actually, we should, let's see, what was the sort of, how long did it take to fade in for the original? It took about 3 repetitions to fade in fully. So, like on the 3rd repetition it fades in and then it quickly fades out. So, going back to the automation, what it should do is, let's see. Let's call this up here full. So at so by the 3rd repetition, it should be fully faded in. which is right here. So let's go about right there. And then it should finish fading out. After the third repetition, it should suddenly drop. So like around here, stops right here, and then drops really quickly down to here. And then by the beginning of the third repetition, it should be fading out slowly until the end, which is right here. Cool. So now let's copy and paste this pattern right here. Find the next time it occurs, and then go and copy it there. Oh wait, this one's a long one, which means we want two of them. So the second part, well, actually I think the second part just starts at the, like right after it, so let's continue it right where we left off. Alright, and that's the end of that. So now we need to process the delay. What's the interval on the delay, because the delay really makes that riff. It's like changes the riff in a lot of ways. Wait a minute. Oh no, that was the delay. Damn. All right, so it's actually a simple fix. So we just have to really, let me take the interval first. 2 steps. So what we got to do is shift it all 2 steps back. And now we also have to shift the automation 2 steps back. All right, cool. So now all we have to do is take the velocity of the other one, of the louder one, and say it's going to be about 40%. Actually, it's the same volume as the delay, so we're good. But I want to say that I want the I want all the notes velocities to be kind of center. This is standard velocity, so it comes in stronger. Anything that's a sound font, at least, because I know those have like separate sounds for different velocities. Alright, so now we can process the delay. So chiffer and the delay will be 2 steps. And one thing I forgot actually is that we need to, it should be in the melody line. So let's go and copy the notes in the automation back to the melody line. So, and let's see, we had volume automation. And that was all the automation, I think. I think it sounds weird. I think it needs to be louder. Is that the right interval? Let me double check. Yeah, that's the right interval, but I think a reason why is because it needs more attack. There's well, that's not right. It's supposed to be quieter, for sure. Now it's starting to sound a little more like it. There we go. Now that it's shorter, it kind of like extends it out. Makes it better. Still sounds a little weird. Why is it popping though? There shouldn't be any pop sounds. Even when I play it, it doesn't pop. Oh, it's the F that's popping. It's when it ends that it makes a pop. Now, why does it do that? Let's go inside the sound font. So it's this note that pops. There's a click in the middle of it. You see that? So, yeah. That must have been whenever it got made, it had like a little click. They all have a little click in them? Alright, I'm gonna have to deal with that later because that's gonna be something I'm gonna have to. I didn't make the sound font, somebody else did, so I'm gonna have to deal with that later. But for now, it's not too noticeable. For now, let's just get the sound right. Still has a weird shuffling sound, like the time's different. Maybe it might be the samples that are like that have some beginning to them, like they're not totally at the start, or the samples have a different time, which means that some of the sounds need to be deleted, or I mean modified. And the only two samples we're using for this are C, C5, and F5. So these are the only two we're dealing with. One of these is out of time. If anything's out of time, it sounds like it would be F5. So I'll have to deal with those later, but for now, it sounds good. Alright, so... Alright. So that's good. Let's move on to whatever the next thing is. So is there anything else in that? No, that was pretty much the next thing. Now we have the next up is the Udu pot. That little pattern there. That would go in the drum pattern. So let's actually make this a total drum pattern. Let's say drums. Let's put that there. And then we have another track going after that Udu pot, but let me listen to it and see if that's the right pitch. All right. Oh, what? There's more, so more hi-hats come in then. The hi-hat pattern just repeats. What? Yeah, no, I can ignore that. I don't know why that's there, but that's not making any difference in the sound except for messing it up. But if you listen, there's some shuffle in the panning. Yeah, what's this all about? All right. All right, so that's pretty much that. Let's see what else is going on. What's the next thing? Next pattern. Yes, I think it's the marimba. Yeah. So we'll just, and that's pretty much part of the melody. So let's just add that in there. Let me keep that going so I can hear the what else there is to do. Okay, and this is an echo note, so it doesn't need to get. Actually, it's before the. That's weird. And it froze on me again. So, let's see. Needs to be let me see what's going on first with the original. Okay, so I think I got the wrong sound, actually. Oh, I see. This is like the Something that goes in like the chiffer lead or something. So it looks like the marimba was layered in with that. Alright, stop this for a second. So these are both the chiffer lead, I'm sure. Let me see. So these are supposed to be the chiffer lead. Did I forget those, or did I actually copy those into the... No, those go in the marimba track, definitely. No, they go in the marimba track has them there at, let's see. It has them there, but they're in echo. Okay, so that this is actually the original signal, but it's like an anticipation. So the delay, why is this? Okay, so the delay is louder than what it's actually than the original signal. And the original signal is over here. Which means that this one, let me hear what that sounds like with just the marimbas going at it. Okay, weird. So it's just a cluster of arpeggio or like things, really. So what I'm gonna do is just keep the original, the first signal. Delete all this because the delay should take care of that. Alright, so that'll do it for that, and then the next thing would be the bass. Or wait, no, let's take care of this clusters first. So we know we have a we have the chiff lead that should have gotten a should have gotten a little rise thing, like one of those little chromatic rises. And so this is the original signal. So let's copy it to the melody. And now we probably need to make another chiffer lead, since this one has volume automation. And I think it's an octave lower. Yeah. I think the interval on these are two steps too. So the interval, the delay stays the same. All right, so that takes care of the little rises. That's pretty much all of them. So now we need to do the that droning bass that comes in every once in a while, the string bass. Now, what kind of envelope is on that one? So it has a little bit of attack and mostly fades out. Let's see, I don't even have a long enough envelope to like encapsulate that long decay. So what we're gonna have to do is make a manual fade out for each note. What? Oh. So next thing would be absolutely nothing. That's it. So now let's put it all together. That part of the marimba that it has like a lot, like it's a weird one. Where is it? Yeah, over here. Well, no, that's not it. Yes, that is it. Really high part of the marimba that I missed. So we're gonna have to go, let's clone the marimba. I think this is an echo note because it's too, like, this is the delay, so it's because it's too, it's out of tune. That means that this one needs a different, it needs a new mixer track. So what we can do is create a new output and say that this output, tell the plug contact to put it to aux, the second aux plugin, which means that we will need to tell FL Studio to send the second aux plugin to another mixer track. So we go 5 plus, we need to go to 9, and it's already at 3, so we need to go 6. There we go. Now it's at 9, and we'll rename it to Marimba 2. Now we'll put that same kind of delay on as we did the Now, one thing that we really need is to delay track is like very, it has an attack on it, which is trying to simulate the idea that the delay is reverberated, like it's heavily reverberated. So what we're going to need to do is we want to have the delay signal not like reverberated, but the original signal not so reverberated. So actually, let's see if it would do just to put the whole track in reverb and have it like, see if that helps it. So it doesn't. So what we might need to do is I want to try using Fruity Delay Bank first of all. So see if we can get that intro on it, like that sort of attack on it to process it, because Fruity Delay Bank gives you a lot more control. But it doesn't look like we do. What's this? Div grain. No, it doesn't look like it does. So what we got to do is route the delay. We need to have this go to another track. We need this to go to another track and then say that it also there's a clean track and a delay track. So what we need to do is have it go to the delay track, and then the delay track is completely wet, which means that it's all delay signal. There's no dry at all. So now we've separated the delay signal and the original signal. So what we need to do is put reverb on it. And actually what we can do is just have the I think we want the original signal to have the reverb too. Yeah, so what we want to happen is we want the delay signal to use more reverb. And actually what we can do is, instead of having that have reverb, we can just say that there's some dry on here. But we want to have this have a lot of reverb, basically. So we wanted to get to the point where you just can't even hear the click anymore. There we go. It's sort of like a shimmer. It's like very blurred. So now what we want to do is sort of introduce a little bit of wet in there, like a little bit of a little bit of dry in there. And actually, no, that's not what we want. We want to have the delay. First of all, we want to introduce the delay signal in there, like the clean signal in there. And now we want to introduce, we want a little bit of the clean signal to have a reverb. So let's put introduce a little bit of dry in there. There we go, that's good. It might be a little bit too heavily reverberated. Which I think is because maybe we have maybe we can do with a little bit less signal. That's good. I like that. So now with that said, let me make sure is metal phone needs to also go to the yeah, everything's going to the reverb. So it says, do you need me to record a new chiff lead? Just tell me which notes and octaves. So you do, so the octave is C5, which is, I think, see, this one isn't, I don't hear any click here, but it's just, see, it's this one I hear a click in. It's just, F sharp 5. I need one recorded at F sharp 5. That's the one where you hear the click. So here it is, F sharp 5. F sharp 5 is the one I need a new note recorded at. Just that one. And then the rest is like, and let me do a test to see, because you can tell the timing is off too. So I wonder if if it's the F timing of the F that's like not, maybe because then that would be something on my part that I did when I was processing it. There's too much. I don't know. I'll have to fix it later. one sounds better actually. Yeah, I like that one better. I think we need a high pass on this one right here, the chiffer. Alright, so that's pretty much the beginning of it. So, and it sounds pretty good already. So I'm going to take an hour's break and I'm going to fix the chiff lead and then come back and we'll do the mixing. Alright? Now, see y'all in an hour.